Previously on X-Ray Nerds, How the Walking Dead Should Have Written It.
You kill Maggie. That's right, you kill Maggie. Picks up the baby. And then... This week's episode is about Morgan and Carol. You know, the Milo and Otis of The Walking Dead right now. They're just off on their own little adventure. The Blue Jackets are evil, and they're coming to kill all of us. Blue Jackets. See the way that tiger's looking at me? It looks like he's eyeing me from across the bar, like he's like, yeah, you gonna get it. You gonna get it rough. Anyway, enough about my fantasies with tigers. Why not throw a love triangle into this shit? Because we haven't had a love triangle in a long time. So he makes a dog food sandwich and he feeds it to Daryl, right?
Do what to do, what to do, what to do.
And then Daryl gets fed another sandwich.
Ain't he sweet? See him coming down the street. Now I ask you very confidentially, ain't he sweet? Huh?
Because budget constraints. You know, what are you gonna do? Seriously. With half a Freddy, Dwight. You know what? Screw it. In my show, it's not half a Freddy. It's Freddy. Alright? Freddy Krueger is now just playing Dwight for no reason. Because then, at the end of the season, we have Rick and Daryl facing off. Okay? Got the whole fucking Vader, Obi-Wan thing going on, right? That would be fucking awesome. This porridge is too hot. This porridge is too cold. This porridge is just right. Hi everybody, and welcome back to X-Ray Nerds, How the Walking Dead Should Have Written It. I'm Justin Thompson. So last week I told you to check out Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. This week you should check out Into the Mouth of Madness. It's a John Carpenter film, and actually one of his more underappreciated movies. It's actually a very interesting plot about a writer and this insurance agent who's going to investigate him. It's a very good movie. Go check it out. But from here on out, spoilers, obviously. So you got 3 seconds to pause this video and come back to it later. 2, 1. There you go. If you're still here, spoiled. So we start this episode off this week with Rick and Michonne laying in bed. And Michonne gets up and puts on her classic Michonne gear and then gets a gun and goes out to a field and sits on top of a truck like it's a deer stand. And then Rosita and Spencer are trying to go out the gate, but uh-oh, Negan arrives. And he's beating on the gate saying really weird shit. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard. So Rick shows up to greet Negan, and then Negan like takes out a zombie, right? And Rick's like, "You're early." And then Negan says some other weird shit. Well, golly and sweet sassafras, Mary Jane. The name of this episode really should have just been Negan Says Weird Ass Shit. Okay, one thing we have to talk about is Negan's look, okay? Because it seems like there is a Scooby-Doo mystery that needs to be solved. Where's the scarf? Seriously, what happened to the scarf, okay? I don't have the scarf on today because he didn't have it on. But without the red scarf, I don't know, there's something different about him. Don't you think so? Because like with the red scarf, there was like this weird air of like sophistication almost at the same time as just pure evilness. But now, he just looks like a 1950s greaser. I mean, seriously, John Travolta might as well be playing Negan. You know what, fuck it. Until he gets the red scarf back, John Travolta's playing Negan. And John Travolta's completely dressed in Grease material. He's completely dressed up like his character from Grease. Where is the missing scarf? This is a case for Scooby-Doo, the Hardy Boys, and Nancy Drew! So then Rick attempts to talk to Daryl, and John Travolta's like, you can't talk to him, and that goes for everybody, okay? No talking to Daryl, he's the help. And Daryl's all just like, trudging along, like he's one of the humans in Planet of the Apes that don't know how to talk anymore, or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? So then Freddy shows up to mess with Rosita and Spencer. Was this your water? Man! It just seemed like such typical bully shit, like it's high school, you know what I mean? It didn't even seem like they were really scary. It's just like, alright, just let them do it. Is that your hat? Ma, give me a wedgie. I'm Freddy. I mean, at least Freddy Krueger could have taken his glove and like just stabbed one of them in the leg, right? Just just one? Come on. And then Freddy's like, I want Daryl's bike. You know where Daryl's bike is? You go get me Daryl's bike. Then we flash over to Michonne being the worst assassinator in history. Like, she couldn't have hit Kennedy if she was 3 feet in front of him. So then she just takes out her sword and is like, what the? And Michonne's it. So the saviors are ruffling through the houses and looking for shit, right? And all of a sudden they find the camera. They find Rick's camera. And John Travolta's looking at it and he's like, ooh, is that you under all that? Okay, I just got scared to shit by a fucking air compressor. Whew. So Negan's looking at the camera and he's like, oh, I would have never messed with this Rick. This Rick is and you Rick is nuh-uh, because you don't have a beard anymore. It's just like I've always said, having a beard can get you out of shit. Just because you have a beard. People think that because you have a beard, you know how to do all kinds of insane fucking shit, and you're a badass for no reason. Which most of the time, in this day and age, could not be further from the fucking truth. So then Father Gabriel shows up and freaks the hell out of Negan, which is saying something that in the apocalypse that this dude is still kind of creepy. Then they show Maggie's grave, and then a glorious gunshot his head, and off they go. They find Carl with his gun on the Sabres. He's like, he's taking our stuff, and it's too much stuff. They said they could get some stuff, but this is a lot of stuff. And I like my stuff. And then Negan's like, this close to killing him, but he doesn't. Because he's got a heart. Aw, he's such a cute guy. I say he was cute, cut that. Cut it now. Now, Negan didn't do anything to Carl, but he totally should have. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, okay, he totally should have done something to prove a complete point. Carl already has one eye. Why not blacken the shit out of the other eye? Just make all his eyes all fucked up. And then Negan finally remembers, oh, you have guns. I want all your guns. You killed some of my people and took some of my guns, so I want those guns plus your guns and any other guns that you just found around. Guns for everyone that's a savior. So then Travolta Negan finds out that guns are missing. And I'm going to kill Olivia because she took care of inventory and all the guns, and there are 2 guns not here. She's going to die. Let her get back my guns. Rah, Travolta Negan. So then Rick is in a church and he's talking to the whole group. And he's kind of looking like he's an evangelical dude begging for money, but instead it's guns. He's like, everybody, with your help, we can use these 2 guns to get Olivia out of trouble today. Who amongst us will stand up and admit that they have the guns? Who will praise Negan and give him the guns? Then, of course, nobody does, right? So Rick is like fumbling through houses and he's looking for stuff, and then Gabriel's like, I think everything will be okay, you know, because I have faith in you, and you at one time weren't my friend, but now we're friends, you know? Huh? That worked out. This will work out too. And Rick's like, shut up, Gabriel! Rah! So then Rick eventually finds the guns in Spencer's house, located in an air vent with vodka for some reason. And then the saviors are leaving, and then he sees Michonne's there. And he's like, let me have a minute, Mr. John Travolta Negan. And John Travolta Negan's like, nah. And he's like, come on. And he's like, all right. Then Rick goes to Michonne. He's like, I really need the gun, okay? For the Father Negan. I need it for Father John Travolta Negan. And she's like, Rick, you're acting really weird. He's like, that's because I have the spirit, honey. I need that gun. I need the gun. I need to give it to Father Negan. He's like, but they don't have an account of this gun. We could just keep it. He goes, that doesn't matter, my daughter. My sweet, sweet child. Give me the gun, for it is Father Negan's. And then Negan's like, hey, next time I come, you better have something interesting for me, or else somebody's gonna die. I mean, what exactly do you find interesting? I mean, like, seriously, are we gonna cross-dress up one of these people, put them in an aquarium full of barbecue sauce and suckerfish? What, a party bus full of those little ball pit balls while a stripper's on the bus and there's a stripper pole in the bus and then she's doing a cover of Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen? Is that what's interesting to you? And then Rick's all like, but I'm broken, I'm so broken. And Michonne's like, you're kind of being a bitch right now. Actually, she doesn't say that, but that is like very heavily implied that she's like, Rick, you're being a pussy and you need to get the hell up. And in my show, that's what she does. She just basically is like, stop being a baby. Get up and quit being a sissy. How tall are you? 6'5". I didn't know they could stack shit that high. Then Michonne goes off on another one of her brute walks, which she did in the very beginning. She did a brooding walk. Then finds out that they took all their beds and they just burned them. They didn't have shit. They didn't want their beds. They just took them and just burned them. And then Rosita's like, I need you to make me a bullet, Eugene. And he's like, ugh, mullet. And that's just kind of how it ended. We had an hour-and-a-half show of really nothing happening. Like, nothing really happened in this episode. And I understand the slow build, right? I personally want them to slow build. To the Rick and Daryl eventual face-off, right? Because that's where I believe that my season is headed, okay? Daryl and Rick are going to have the fight of fights at the end of the season. And one of them's going to die. One of them's going. And they're gone. Forever. And that's how I'd have written it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. X-Ray Nerd is what it is on YouTube. These videos have been getting a huge response on Facebook, but not as much on YouTube. So if you could subscribe to it and tell other people to, that'd be great. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at JustinComedy1. You can also follow me on Instagram at AfroDragonHero. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I'm going to leave you with a couple of more weird-ass Negan phrases. Better to be a pot with a hot cot than a fly with dry rot. There's a hole on the log of the frog in the bottom of the sea. My mom always said life is like a radiator. When you get too hot, you're going to squirt.